Okay, year 2, day 3, chapter 6. I've had a few questions come up. How is it that you're doing your energy, wellness, nutrition coaching business in Wiarton, Ontario? And was there anybody here to receive you as a self-employed business person? And those of you who are self-employed understand you hold yourself to a much higher standard. And sometimes you have to make rules up as you go in your leadership position. And being self-employed, small office, home office, when I got here, I realized that they wanted to continue playing the 12-step game. And so, as I explained in chapter 5, the diverted property prestige and identity theft was continuing out in the real world. The reality of it was becoming much more prevalent as the time went on. Whether you lease, own, rent, have a condo, tiny home space, on land, on sea, on water, on a boat, there's always maintenance, repair, and monthly utility bills. If you live off the grid, you've got building expenses. So I was going to read from the 12-step program, but I think I'll do from meditations for women who do too much. I've been sewing up my outfit for today's Gather Wiarton, and I got a really beautiful hat, almost like the Beefeater style. So it's kind of a barmaid. That's the print right there. Let's do September 2nd because we all know Labor Day is coming soon. Joyfulness, control. In search of my mother's garden, I found my own. Alice Walker. Alice Walker. The pure joyfulness of the unexpected can be a source of wonder to me. When I landed here in Wiarton, I was, to say the least, unprepared for what I faced as a new challenge in my self-employed business. I've been self-employed since 1992, and I've held some positions, and I've raised a family and owned a house before I was married. My husband and I had our son 9 months before we purchased our first house in Ben Allen, Ontario, which is on the Niagara Escarpment and on the Bruce Trail. One of the greatest joys in life is to be in search of one thing and discover another. Before we started our recovery, we were so controlling that surprises struck terror in our heart, even when they were wonderful. We just didn't want anything coming at us that wasn't planned, structured, and under control. These are people pleasers, control freaks. They earn a bad rap, but the leadership role creates a polarity, a balance. An east meets west, a north meets south, a still center point, calm, peace. The seeker is the ego. Even the seeker is the ego. So lead with your heart, look them in the eye, and shake their hand. We now realize that trying to control everything has been one of the ways that we have robbed ourselves of the joy of living. No wonder life has seemed dull at times. We've made it that way. It's not the potential for joy wasn't there. We were just too busy and controlling to notice it, and that goes for parenting as well as people choosing to not parent. So if you have 10 friends, $100,000 each, and you invest in $1 million property, are you going to need 10 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, spare bedrooms? What does that look like, and how do you cooperate together when the utility bills need paid and the repairs come up? And all the kids in the neighborhood want to come over and pee in the pool. September 2nd, 4:14.